Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO train video. This is a custom creation based on a real train, something that is quite rare on this channel. So this is an American steam locomotive. It's a 284. It is the Berkshire 765. This is an American locomotive that has a massive fan base. So to any Americans watching who is a fan of this train, please understand that I am British. I don't know all the history to this train, and if I do, if I do get something wrong, then don't go crazy for goodness sakes. There is a reason why I don't build real trains, mainly because I can't capture all the details, but nevertheless, here we are. So yeah, this is something that kind of just happened. I don't really know how or why, it just did. One thing I do need to quickly say as well, this is like the 10th time I've tried to record this video. The lighting is very weird. I've got the room light on, the windows open, the light on the camera's on. So hopefully this will be the one that goes online. Because I'm British, looking at American locomotives is a bit of an eye-opener for me. There are some details where I'm like, why would they have that? What's the point in this? And yeah, we'll get into those as we go along. So let's start from the front, as we always do, and work our way backwards. So, this is what the front of the engine looks like. Well, the model that I've made at least. There are other people out there who have made this train with infinitely more detail, and if you want to see a better model, then they're online. But there are other people that have also tried this with lesser detail as well, so thankfully I'm in that kind of middle range. The front is quite weird because the cow catcher, this is a real detail by the way, so the cow catcher isn't as wide as like the front plate, whatever you want to call it. So that kind of decided this model to be 8 studs wide. And I suppose it would make sense as well because American trains are massive. Understandably as well because, you know, it's a big country, they need big trains. There's this kind of standing area. This is the front plate that I mentioned a moment ago, where you could have a person stand there for something, I don't know. Well, I suppose I do know actually, because there is supposed to be a light here. However, I didn't actually put the light piece on. Bugger. Oh well. This is the kind of funnel setup over here. So we have like the numbers will be on these little triangular pieces. We have the bell underneath there, the funnel, short, sweet and beautiful, and this little sticky outy thing is supposed to be the whistle. Now, die-hard fans, this is your first like warning, don't go crazy over this. I can't find any pictures anywhere that show where the whistle is supposed to be. All the pictures that I can find are where this train is facing the other way, so it'll be kind of going like that. So yeah, with that I've kind of forced to put the whistle on the other side. It wasn't back there by the cap, that much I do know. So again, if it's anywhere else, please let me know, don't go crazy. Thank you. Public service announcement, that. Let's go down here with the wheels. This is the most realistic looking cylinder detail I've ever made. It is the Technic piece there, the 3 stud long Technic piece, with a few circular plates attached to one side. No rod connection from the cylinder to the wheels. In order for me to actually kind of capture these details, and in the way that I've built it up, I couldn't really do that. So yeah, that is a thing that other people have done though. When they build their trains, they don't bother to really connect the cylinders, and understandably, because you have to be a master train builder in order to do that, and there are people out there that can do it. I am not one of them. Again, real train, I don't build real trains. The piston rod setup is pretty cool as well. If you look to a train like the Emerald Knight, it has a 1x9 Technic piece connecting all the wheels. It's not bad, but it has all those holes in the middle where it's like, really? So something like this, personally, looks so much better. And another thing, above the wheels, you can see these circular bricks here. They are supposed to represent some of the cylinder details underneath the boiler. There are supposed to be some thicker ones, but again, because I built this up in such a way, I couldn't really capture that. So I do apologise. Again, going along the top, there are more details, like loads more details that should be there, but again, I can't capture that in the way that I build my trains. There's supposed to be like some I don't know what they actually call, but again, if you look at the actual train and you look at this, you can see this thing is very blank. Another detail that I've missed out, but oh well, is this thing here. This is supposed to be grey. It's like a factory metal sort of look. It looks pretty boss, but Again, just with the way that I've built this, it's caused more problems, and that's all I can really do. So again, this is probably the reason why I don't build real trains. There are so many details you have to capture in order for it to look right, and I cannot do that. So if anybody's wondering why I haven't built any certain train in particular, that's why. So going back to a point I made earlier, because I'm British, looking at American trains is like, why would they do this? You know, why is this a thing? The cab isn't flush to the wheels, like there's a gap there. So when it comes to putting this train on the tracks, it's a bit of a mess, because I'll hold it about here, where it's about the middle of the boiler, and I'll push down on the cab, but as you can see it lifts up, and it just gets a little bit more tedious for me to put it on the tracks. It's not difficult or anything, just a bit weird, that's all. And because I don't do any interior decorating on my trains, it's blank in there, just two people standing at a what's the word? Staring, that's the word, not standing. They're standing in there, but they're staring at a blank wall. There we are. Alright, here we go. This is the sort of thing I need to demonstrate. So I have to balance the rear wheels first, then I can continue to put the train on the tracks. There we are. Very good. Now, I need to show you the tender. Another thing that kind of stood out. So yeah, this does make sense. America, big train, big country, need big trains, and obviously with that they need a lot of coal and water to get across. So this is a boxcar of a tender. This has all of my remaining black bricks. I need to go through any remaining boxes I've got. I've got a few boxes of unsorted Lego. There's probably a few black bricks I can scavenge from them. I can use for future models, but yeah. This is This is just massive, and I don't know whether I like it or not, because again, if I look to the Emerald Knight, the size of the tender for that train is the size of the tender that I'm used to. So something like this, it's like, oh my god. Yeah. So this is actually powered, as you can tell by the infrared receiver in the gap where the coal would come out. The button to turn it on is here. I hope you can hear the clicking. That's actually not sat down on anything, it's just two of the circular bricks with a 1x1 plate in the middle, and it's actually sitting on the button. So that is a perfect way for me to turn it on and off. The motor is that one, the front set of wheels, there we go, whilst the rear set are just the other build. It's a simple look, but you know, that's how it works, I suppose. Right. To prove that it is powered, I've got to put this over here. I've got my train station all built up. There's the Emerald Knight next to it as well. There we go. So, tender comparison. England, America. Goodness gracious. Yes, by the way, I am saying England for this one because the Emerald Knight is based off a British train called Flying Scotsman. There we are, a little bit of trivia for you. That's something I can say and not get yelled at. Mainly because it's not based on this one. So I do need to kind of turn myself around as well, because I'm sat adjacent to the track. I'm not facing it. There we go. Alright, that wasn't too bad to put on. Press that thing. Right, that's the remote. Let me get this. Oh, hang on, I need to get that track as well. There we go. I had to buy that track from the front. In regard to the power functions, I tried to power it by putting a motor in the boiler. It's kind of built up in the same way where the Emerald Knight is. You can see the boiler, the motor kind of sat there. However, that's the only large one that I've got. I only have smaller motors, and again, because of how I've built up this train, it's just too weak, so I had to switch over to the way I've got it built here. We have two long red coaches, and let's give it a go. Yeah, so I turned it 3 times in order for it to actually pick up some pace. So 1, 2. Okay, moving backwards seems to be a lot easier. If I take the coaches off, is it easier for it to move forward that way? No, wrong way. Yeah, okay. So having to push and pull so much weight is becoming a problem. The boiler I can understand because it's bulky, these wheels can slow things down. I have rubber bands on the rear flange wheels, one on each side. Wrong way. Pick up the coaches, there we go. 2, 3 turns. Yeah, the sound of wheel spin there. Not a good thing. Let's bring this train backwards, slowly but surely. Oh, there we go. I have to kind of angle the remote in a weird way so it can hit the infrared receiver. Oh well. Right, let's shuffle over, and that will be the end of the video. So, let me press the button to turn it off. There we are. So, we have an American engine on the railway. I've got the Duchess of Hamilton, which is British. There we go. BR-23, which is German. And the Berkshire 765, which is American. Interesting. I've never been one to build real trains, but it's starting to grow. That's not something I personally say I can enjoy, because having to capture the details is a big part of building real trains. When it comes to building my own custom design trains, I can add whatever details I like, and that's what makes it a lot easier for me. We might see more of this train again in the future, I don't know. But for now, it's here on the railway, it's here to stay. I do like it, but I just need to get used to it a little bit more, I think. So yeah, there we go. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.